Well, welcome back to the Time My Ranch. It's morning time. Got some disappointing news when I called to see if the excavator tracks were ready to pick up. Apparently they shipped them to the wrong destination. So now they're saying it's going to be a couple more days. So it looks like I'm going to be doing more work in the building. So this big old pile of fossilized limestone that I cut veneer out of old window sills from a building that was built in the 30s. I'm going to be putting that on the wall behind the wood burning stove and upstairs behind the flue pipe. It's going to add a nice little character to the building. Yeah, this is a lot of work to cut this stuff into veneer. So each piece is 30 minutes. That was one window sill that I made 2 slabs, 1.5-inch slabs out of. So you can see that's a lot of time. Yeah, it's a really nice day. A little on the cool side, but sunny. Can't complain. Let's go in the building real quick. Well, got my little fire going. Making some bring of tea. Warm the building up some. So what I'm going to do on that fossilized limestone, I'm going to put it on the wall up to 5 foot height. And then I need to let that set up because those stone shelves that I made out of the riverbed gravel, that's their support. So they're going to sit on top of that, and I'll have to prop it, the outer edge of it up, and then build up another 20 inches to the second shelf, and then let that set up to lock in that lower one, and then I can put that next shelf up, and then go up to the top there. I'll probably stop 1 course shy of the top until I get the sheetrock in there and the insulation in the ceiling. But before I do that, I need to finish running this EMT that I started. There's going to be a can light. I wanted to put a can light centered right above the wood burning stove. I think that'll look good. So I need to get that done. But that's going to take time, and I don't want to do that right now. So yeah, these 4, I don't know if you saw the video when I made these shelves, but those are the riverbed gravel here locally that I made my own form and poured each one. I need to cut them down. They're a little too wide to fit behind the flue right now though. I need to cut off about 4 inches off the back of them because I've got the bracket that I'm going to mount to the shelf that's going to mount to the flue pipe to help support it. I mean, it's not bad now, but it still needs some more support in my opinion. And upstairs I'll do the same thing. I'll build it up 5 feet on the fossilized limestone, let that set up, put the shelf on top of it, prop up the outer edge, and then build the stone up another 20 inches. So upstairs, I got my trim around the door this morning. Let's go look. There we are upstairs. So I left the gap at the bottom for the tile. Yeah, it'll look good. The ceiling's not as high over here because this is the slope of the roof, goes this direction. I want to leave room for crown molding. So I don't think I'll be able to do the limestone with the little keystone in the middle. On this one, it's going to be too short a space between the two. I'll just do it downstairs. So yeah, up here I'll come up, like I said, up 5 feet. Let that dry a day, and then I can put the shelf and go up another 20 inches shelf, and then go up enough to lock it in. I think it's going to look real good. found with most masonry, it's best to get it wet before you put the grout or adhesive on it. I'm just going to sponge it down. I don't know if you caught the video a long time ago when I was talking about the pattern I was going to do, but I'm not trying to do any, specific pattern. It's basically going to be just random, but I'll make sure that there's at least 6 inches between the joints on the upper or lower portion, if you follow me. Take a little tile adhesive here. Oh, the smell of that sure brings back some memories. Tell you what, this tile adhesive, when it bonds and it's dried, you're not going to get it off in one piece. You're going to have to break the tile into little pieces to get it off the wall. This stuff really bonds good. No complaints about that for me. A lot of people use a rubber mallet, but I found the boot works just as good. I'm going to set this first one right on the floor. The second one I'm going to use some shims to keep about a 1/4 inch gap between it for the grout. Yeah, I toted this limestone all over the place for years and years. I'm finally getting to use it. I'm going to do about a carpenter's pencil gap, which is around a 1/4 inch. I've got these type of shims here. These are really floor leveler shims, but I think they're going to work for my application as well. You can tell this isn't going to be a fast process with me because I'm picky. I've got the longer pieces of the veneer that I cut, so I'm going to offset them where I'm putting a long one on this side and then a small piece on the other side, long one starting from the opposite side, back and forth like that. Yeah, I think this is going to look real good when it's done. The next one's going to have a bunch of cuts. They're going to get around the boxes. delicate with this limestone. It's pretty brittle, especially when you go and cut 2/3 out of the middle of it. Now I'm shooting for about an 1/8 inch between the trim and like around the box, and then a 1/4 inch on the actual grout joint. All this here will be caulked with a tan or a light cream colored caulking, you know, latex. And then this will be a bone white grout. As you can see, when it's dry, it has a real close bone white look to it. And I'm going to make another intricate cut. This is going to be the worst section. Once I get past that, this is not going to be too bad. Yeah, I have to say, not many people are going to have fossilized limestone in their house that came from the same quarry as the Texas San Jacinto Monument at the same time. Yeah, I think I moved this stuff after I got it probably 11 times. And then the windowsill form, it is not right. These little shims worked out good that I got. They're not really made for this, but they're definitely working. You gotta pay attention if the course is running level, because if you don't pay attention to it, you get up about 3-4 courses and that thing will be way out. Kind of like a wood picket fence. If you don't put a level on every picket, by the time you get to the end, it does not look pretty. Yeah, I really like this little pressure washer. It's real light, 18 volt. You can also use it without pressurized water, which is what I really like about it out here. Just dump the little feed in the bucket, and it's self-priming. I used it to pressure wash the last batch of limestone that I brought out here, and it was quite a few of them. I went through 5 different batteries before I pressure washed it all. It's good for little stuff like this. It's 650 psi, and it has 3 settings on the back of it where you can make it weaker if you want. Cut some air. Yeah, I like it. It works good. I'll put a link in the description. It'll be an Amazon link. Any purchase will help the channel financially and is appreciated. Something you may not know about tile adhesive, you can use it as a glaze, and it hardens up real good, and it's sandable. It does shrink though, you gotta allow for that when you're doing it. I usually just do a couple passes. That's more than likely what I'm going to use here on this door jamb to glaze over where I had to splice this piece of wood in to bring it out to the same as the edge for the trim. Yeah, it worked really good for that. It sands pretty good too. Of course, that's not the manufacturer's recommendation for it. All I care is it works for that. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Right on the money. Yeah, it should look clean on the switch plate. All these are coming out looking pretty good. I got one down here I'm going to have to do just a tiny bit of grinding on. I'll do that after it cures. Almost to the 5-foot mark. I guess I'm gonna go above that. I don't know, I need to decide right now if I'm gonna put the shelf on top of that one I just placed or if I'm gonna put it a little bit higher. I guess it'd be alright at that height. 5 foot was just a number I had in my head. It wasn't anything that was absolute. I guess we'll find out, huh? What I decide. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and put the shelf on this row here. The only thing, I didn't want it too close to the switches, because you come in and you don't want a shelf right here. I think that's enough room for the switches. If it's dark, you're going to find the switches before you find the shelf. It'll be here. It's only about 3 inches off from the 5 foot I had in my mind anyway. So I guess I'm going to stop on this side at this point right here and start on the other side. Take it up 5 foot. And then tomorrow, hopefully the excavator tracks come in I can go get them. But if not, I'll get this next shelf in, the first shelf, and then run the course up about another 20 inches. And let that set up, and the next day I'll put the shelf up on that one and then finish it out. It's going to look real good. I'm real happy with how it's looking. Yeah, I think it's going to look real nice when I get both sides and those two shelves in there. So far we've got 5 hours on this. That was because of the cuts, you know, around all the boxes. Got a receptacle right there. So, yeah, quite a few little cuts. That box there, pull box, well, that's for the heat exchanger. Yeah, I think it came out looking real good though. I'll put that wet stone finish on it because it's inside, it's not in the sun, it won't yellow. It's gonna look real nice. It's gonna have a little shine to it. It'll seal it too where it won't absorb anything. Because this right here, where by the light switches, you know it's gonna get looking nasty if you don't coat it with something. But I decided to take a little break. I needed to pull out some frozen meat that I'm gonna cook this evening. Give it a chance to thaw. And treat myself to some cinnamon rolls. And I'll be back at it again. Yeah, I'm gonna put that shelf right there on that. That's gonna be a good height for it, I think. And I'll go up another 20 inches and then the second shelf. I need to get this other side done so tomorrow I can put that shelf in and run the course up to the bottom of that other shelf. Yeah, it's been a little windy today. Got a little nip in the air, but at least it's sunny. If it was cloudy, it'd be pretty rough today. Yeah, I think I might have plenty of tile adhesive. The only problem with this stuff is it goes bad. So I don't know when I'll get around to tiling the floor. That's probably going to be a while. At the pace I'm going anyway. My main focus is that pond though. I'm going to get that phase 1 done of that pond so I can start planting all my trees. I just established a plumb line here the same distance as that other side is out from the corner. Yeah, if you didn't catch another video, anytime you have dissimilar materials like this hardy backer versus a sheetrock, the expansion and contraction is going to be a little bit different on them. So if you can hide it like I'm doing here with this limestone, that's ideal. If not, you're probably going to be fighting that crack that keeps coming back on you. I don't know how good the video quality shooting it out the window is going to be, but there's a decent buck, mule deer buck right there in the pond. Didn't even drink. Looks like he's by himself. Usually they're in, you know, a little group. last piece for the night. Well, I'm done for the day. I've already cooked my dinner. I'll show you what I ended up cooking. So we got ranch style beans with jalapenos and a medley of different meats. Got beef, chicken, pork, and one cinnamon roll left. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty accomplished for today. Sure would have liked to get the tracks for the machine and get that back in action. Yeah, the stones absorb quite a bit of heat. I would say that tile adhesive should be good and set up by tomorrow with that heat on it like that. They say 24 to 72 hours before you grout it, but with that heat it's going to accelerate that quite a bit, and as dry as the climate is here. Well, I guess that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.